their thing. They're working with some of your favorite artists. Nominated for 6 Grammys this year. They were honored for ASCAP this year as well. For women making moves in music. There we go.
Yo, what's happening?
Hey.
How y'all doing?
We are
amazing.
well.
I'm gonna keep these on for a minute because the light is like making my eyes tear. I don't want
Oh, you good. It makes me smile.
Now
I was like, look at him.
You should keep them on.
Yeah, love that.
I'm trying to be flex. I'm trying to. Maddie, what's up? Pretty Good Foundation, what's up? How are y'all doing these days in the midst of the pandemic? How's everything going for y'all?
Everything's good.
Good.
Like, no complaints. God has been better than good.
Yes, for sure. I think we all kind of needed a reset to really just focus on ourselves and, you know, gather our energy. And so I think just it's time for the build right now. You know, 2020's been good for us, to be honest.
Definitely. Salute to you, Queens. You're nominated for 6 Grammys this year for Black Parade with the Queen, Beyonce. So definitely congratulations on that. That is a huge accomplishment. So I definitely want to thank y'all for joining the show tonight. Let me get my eyes together. I have the most sensitive eyes in the world. I don't know what it is. I probably gotta get them checked out. Like when lights is in my eyes for a minute, it just start to tear. People are like, nah, I'm good.
You must have big eyes. You got big eyes?
No.
They're not that big, right?
Okay.
Somebody said no.
I have the same problem, but it's with mascara. I'll be like, don't touch me. So
when did Nova Wave first discover that music chose you? Because I always believe that people who are gifted and talented individuals like yourself, it's just not something that, you know, you can just pick up and kind of learn. Of course, you learn things along the way in the business side and all that good stuff. But as far as the creativeness, I always feel like it's instilled in you. So when did you first discover that this is what we're going to do with our life?
You mean like individually or just like collectively?
Individually. We'll start there, individually.
I mean, I grew up in church and, like, you know, singing in church, and all of my family members, like my mom and my dad, sang at weddings and stuff when I was growing up. And we listened to music on, you know, while we were cleaning up on the weekends. And so music was just always around, you know. And I think at a young age, my uncle told me he used to take me on the corner, and I used to sing for the dope boys. I mean, and they used to give me money or whatever. So, you know, everybody just knew me as like the singing girl around the neighborhood. And I think that I just kind of grasped onto that, and I never let it go. And even like when I was going to college and doing all these other things, playing basketball, and I just always felt like it was a burning desire to sing or to like do something creative with music. I just didn't know it was going to be songwriting and producing. So, I mean, it was just like an easy transition for me. It's always been in my life. Yeah.
Sure. I would say the same. You know, I was in band when I was younger. I played saxophone. I played saxophone in marching band in high school. I used to, like, my mom would say that I would make up little songs when I was like 3 and 4. My granddad had like an organ in his front room, and so I would just make up songs. And then I remember specifically one time I was walking through the hallway in high school, and I heard a rapper that was kind of blowing up at my high school say that he used Fruity Loops to make his own beats. Literally went home, downloaded it that day, and my mom used to be like, "Why are you stuck in the room doing that?" You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Like, really concerned. And so, yeah, I would make up songs. I did talent shows. You know what I mean? So it found us, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
We also played basketball too. So I feel like
that's where the swag.
That's where the swag.
That's where the special sauce come in when you in the studio whipping up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I promise.
You hitting them with the crossover, the alley hoop, the slam dunk. Songwriting is, one of your many talents. Talk to me how producing also elevates your creativity?
I think it's because we get to be in control, and there are certain places that as women, that we can go that, other people can't go. There's certain, I mean, just even honestly, just the frequencies that women hear are very different than men. We actually have a broader range. So it's sometimes
That's
where,
science, by the way.
there's sometimes where it's like we can hear things that other people, that the people that we more surround ourselves with, they can't hear. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, it's just being in control, knowing what we want to do, knowing what we want to project. You know what I mean? So, but it's always a pleasure to work with anybody. You know what I mean? We just always just want to add whatever we can to the situation that's going to, elevate and bring some God into it. And so, yeah, but of course we love getting all the producer royalties and the checks and all of that. That's,
That's always good. The money's always a plus. It's always fun when you're getting paid to do something that you love.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like work. So, that's a blessing to be walking in your purpose and getting paid as well at the same time. I want to get a check as well. As a duo, I want to know like describe your chemistry, like meshes to create songs, like with meaning. Like how does your chemistry, like how do you Shy and Blue, like how do you come together with the
Ooh, first of all, let me get you right. It's actually Chi. It looks like Shy.
Everybody does.
I get that every day, but it's actually
every day. And I, you hear me? I do my research.
No, you good.
So it's she.
It's Chi, short for Chi energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I just think like at the end of the day, we're just equally yoked. Like we just kind of have the same type of morals, same type of integrity, same type of beliefs or whatever. So, two really strong women, two really independent women. We got a vision. We know what we want in life. I mean, of course, we are here. You know, we could have chosen a lot of different paths, but even as far as like me, before I got into the industry, I was engaged to be married and, kind of had my life set out. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Self-reflection. Is this really what you want? Or do you want to go out and chase your dreams? And her just being like, okay, cool. I'm going to stay with my mom for a while. I'm not going to get a job. Like, I'm just going to go hard on music. And, so I think just us just being like-minded helps just as far as the creativity goes. And as far as where we like to take our songs conceptually, like, I don't know. It's just, I think that's.
Yeah, I mean, and then we trust each other.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
The parts of us that we know that the other person does better, it's like, I'm going to trust you with that. I know you're good at that.
Yeah.
And so that is our chemistry. It's like like a LeBron and Kyrie. Or, I mean, it's Scotty and Jay,
There
so.
we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Back to the basketball.
Got
it. How did y'all meet?
I was in Tallahassee working as an artist, and you were in Atlanta, and we met through I was like writing hooks and stuff for people, and we met through like another artist that had some beats, and I was like, oh, these beats are hard, and they were like, oh, a girl made them in Atlanta, and she's actually looking for an artist, a female artist, and you should link with her. We linked, and it was chemistry, and it was magic, and 10 years later.
Yeah.
Here we are.
10 years later, you got songs on the top of the charts together.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I think that was destiny right there because.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was definitely destiny. How did y'all come up with the name Nova Wave?
So a nova is a binary star in outer space, and basically it's two stars. It's a star system, and they revolve around each other. Eventually, it gets so fast, and they come together, and it blows up. So it just felt like that was us, like, and then wave comes from wave file.
There we go.
Yeah, wave file. What songs when you export them out of Pro Tools, we get.
For those who don't know.
Yeah, that's what the music is basically. It comes like that.
And who chose the name, or did you collectively put it together?
We actually collectively put it together. We were watching Teen Mom one day in the trenches at my mama's house. Work. The little girl's name she was like, oh, I'm going to name my daughter Nova. And she was just like, we should be named Nova. And I was like, okay. And so I just started to look it up. And it was actually fitting. I always say that she's like a psychic. So, um, you know, she
And my,
basically
my, my
named,
daughter's middle name is Nova as well.
really?
See,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
it makes total sense, right?
So it's
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um, one of I think the first time I've heard anything that you produced was Love Song. I'm pretty sure you had records prior to that. The Love Song, Rihanna and Future.
We actually didn't produce that. We wrote that.
You wrote it.
We wrote that. We
Yeah.
co-wrote.
My apologies.
Yeah.
I know your name is on the credits, and it's one of my favorite records of hers, and I think it's one of her biggest records today. How did that situation come about? How was it like working with Rihanna?
Oh man, it was dope. She was working on her album, and she actually was like getting ready to close out. It was like the last week of like sessions or whatever, and we got the call. We were in Atlanta. We got the call to come out here and to work, and we heard some of it. Like Future had his part on there, and we were like, okay, cool. You know, we got in with Ree. She told us what she wanted to say. We sat down, and
Yeah. The rest
I mean,
is
it happened in like, you know, it happened in like what, a 24-hour span? Like it was quick.
Yeah.
She had cut the record already, and I mean, we didn't know it was gonna place. Like we just knew it was a dope song. And then we got a call like, "Hey, you made Rihanna's album." We was like, "All right, bet."
In that song, did y'all know in advance that she was gonna choose it like as a single?
Nah, I knew it was a strong. I think we knew it was a strong song, but you never really know.
I mean, even when you go back and listen to that album, like the top of the top people, Rihanna, B, Drake, just all of those people, they have like a lot of different types of songs. So you don't know what's gonna be the single.
But I think the people chose that. I mean, that's usually how it works now. You know, the people choose it. Like they don't really choose a single, the artists and the labels no more. You know, not as much.
Not as much.
But that was a blessing.
And see what gravitates and.
Yep.
Once that was that like a moment for y'all where you felt like we've made it, we in, our foot is really in the door with that record?
Yeah, I think we felt like that.
Initially, yeah.
I think initially we felt like that, but honestly, we had so much to learn about the business. Like we had so much to learn creatively, so much to learn about the business, and I think that like just a lot of different things that we had to go through after that kind of trumped the moment. But it was a really good moment for us. I think it was bigger. I think we didn't even understand how big the moment was, really. Mm-hmm. We're just like, okay, cool. It's a song, you know?
Yeah.
But now, if it were to happen now.
Yeah. Exactly. But sometimes when you're in the moment, you don't really see.
Yeah.
Because you're in it.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
And some time down the line, you look back on it and be like, oh, okay, this was a jump. This is one of those moments where we jump.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And where things kind of start to go to the next level for us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And even the people, like the creatives, you know what I'm saying? If there are any creatives that are on here, like I definitely would say don't get discouraged like when you have like a big moment and then it kind of like just like what happened, you know? Because there is a building process, you know what I mean? So that was a time, and then, you know, sometimes it takes 2 more years to get another placement, you know what I mean? And until you're in the real flow of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, now we're in the flow.
Yeah, we're in the flow of it.
There we go. My name is Flo too. So
yeah, I see. Look how that time.
I like that. That's a vibe. Another one of my favorite records that you worked on, "Gonna Love Me," on Tiana's album. You worked on a good amount of records on that album. How did that song come about specifically?
Oh man, the same situation. We sat down with T for a couple hours one day. I mean, she showed us her entire heart.
On
like
FaceTime.
Yeah, we cried together. Like this is the first time actually meeting each other, and she spoke to us about some things, and it was the same thing. We sat down together, and she was like, "Hey, this is what I want to say," and it was one of those songs that literally took maybe 15 minutes. It was quick, you know, and I don't think we actually knew what it was.
Yeah.
Immediately, but we were like, okay, wait, this is different, you know, and it's just that's just how it happened.
Issues, Hold On. That's one of my favorites as well. I just
Yeah.
feel like with that project, and I'm from New York, so I'm from the Bronx, and my God lover, he's worked with Tiana as a choreographer and different things like that. So I've known her and I've listened to some of her music over the years, but I've never really listened to like full projects from her like that. And that project right there really made me a fan. Yeah, just hearing the vulnerability and the melodies and everything like that. I'm pretty sure on this project y'all worked with Kanye as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure.
How was that experience?
Kanye is like he's like he's like the plug to the charger, like, or the plug to like the wall extension. Like every time he'd be like, yo, we go and do something, then he'll bring us in and we'll just have conversations and he'll just go and he'll just talk, and it's like he puts a battery in your back.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
he's the creative energy around him like makes you elevate a little bit. So time on that album, we had a vision board of the things that we wanted to portray about the album, almost as if we executive produced it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean it was great, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to sit back and watch Ye's process of making an album, that was, I mean, I couldn't have paid $10 million for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was great. It was great.
Learned a lot.
Learned so much.
Before we move on, what's one of your favorite songs from the album that you had, like I say the most fun working on?
From
that
song?
one?
Probably Gonna Love Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gonna Love Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we recorded that song that night, we probably listened to it 50 times. Just like we danced around in the studio, we played it as loud as we could. And I'm pretty everybody turn that shit down.
For sure.
Most producers, songwriters, in the industry would love to have one song, right, with Hov and B, but you have a few. You have another one. You know what I mean? So, how did that relationship come about with Jay Z and Beyonce?
I mean, honestly, well, it first started out because, like she said, back in the day in the trenches, we made vision boards. And they were some of the biggest people on our vision boards because we really, really wanted to work with them. And so I used to carry a magazine with Jay Z picture on the front of it. And within like 6 months, we met him. She had a dream and all of that. So it kind of started on a different type of like
on a
creative spiritual level.
Yeah.
And then what happened was we were going back and forth to LA, and then we were coming back, I remember, and I was like, do you realize nothing ever really happens for us until we're in LA? And so we went home, we found an apartment, we saved up our money for 3 months to come out here to LA, came out here within 6 days. She got a call and from her publisher, and they were like, somebody canceled on Hit Boy. The writer canceled on Hit Boy. He's working on B. Can you come through? And that was within 6 days of us moving here. So
yeah, and then that's so we went to the session, and it was supposed to be like one day. One day we did a song, and one song turned into staying there like 2 weeks. They got us a room, and like they would just like work, And then Jay and B happened to be there. We didn't know they were gonna actually be there. Like this was actually like one producer and Jay and B, like. Not like a camp. And we didn't know that, because if we known, we probably would have said we couldn't come, because we probably would have been scared.
You've been too nervous.
I was happy I ain't asked no questions. I just said I was nervous either way. And so and then we ended up meeting them, and it was just like from there we just kept working. But it took like 3 or 4 years to actually place a record. But they kept working with us, kept working, kept growing. They let us develop, and and then when it was time, they were like, okay, it's time now. Y'all ready now?
And that was another Everything is Love. It was another, I think, this big project. I think it's a classic. I think it's one of the first you see them just really just be vulnerable as well.
Yep.
And not really care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What people think, and you know, to have a hand in that, to have a hand in another classic album, is definitely a cheers.
Thank
So,
you. Bless. Thanks to that.
Yes.
All right, listen, I'll take a shot. I got this bamboo.
Like that.
The
Yeah.
bamboo.
The
The
bamboo.
bamboo rum.
Yeah.
17 brands. Yeah.
We always have that when we go to Khaled house. He have that everywhere.
Bel Air family.
Yeah.
Facts.
For sure. Salud.
Salute. What's something that y'all learned from J and B that you carry with you, no matter who you're working with? What's something, I know they have a lot of knowledge and a lot of years in the game. They're the king and queen.
You know,
That you took from just, you know, building that relationship and working with them.
it's something that Jay told Chi when we were there that I'll never forget. They were making a joke about something that she was wearing, and I think
it was a hat.
It was a hat.
bucket hat. So the first time he saw me, I had the bucket hat on. Then when he called us in the room to listen to his verse, he was like,
the bucket hat off.
I had the bucket hat off. And he was like,
where's the hat?
He's like, yo.
And he was like, yo, commit to your swag.
Commit to your swag. Like, commit to you. Commit to that.
Yeah, and it was just like,
it was very profound.
It's so profound. And it was like, wow, you know? And I think that's something we've always carried with us because, you know, a lot of people have always tried to change us and you change a lot of things about us. And we always like, no, this is Noble Wave. This is our sound. This is what we do. And it works for us. So, yeah, I would say when he told us that.
Yeah.
That was a defining moment for us.
For sure.
And just for somebody just like Jay, just to even take any type of like interest in us and investing in time in us to us and, you know, like they have done. So, yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But what made you take off the hat? Did you just just take off the hat? You could be hot. You could just be.
No, the thing
it could never been that deep. But was it that deep in the moment?
No. Well, the thing about it is we record in headphones, so a lot of times you don't hear our music. Like when there's camps, you don't hear Noble Wave room is quiet. So we always have on headphones. So I'm like, I don't want the hat. Let me just go in there real quick, and I just didn't put it back on.
He probably could tell that you were like second guessing yourself about the hat, but he thought
maybe.
He thought the hat was fly. He probably was like, why you took off the hat?
Why you took off the swag?
And I probably was like, I don't know if I like this hat.
She was trying to present herself the right way, and he was letting her know.
Right. You didn't want to walk in the room with the bucket hat and you looking crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was able to sense that.
For sure.
Yeah.
What kind of bucket hat was it, if you remember?
It was a goat hat that had Portugal on the top or something, but it was red and green.
You still got that
hat? That's gone.
Come on now, you're supposed to keep that hat. I told you to wear the hat. You're supposed to
yeah, no, I feel you.
It was fly.
You know, how has there ever been a record, because your chemistry is so great, has there ever been a record that y'all didn't agree on?
Ooh. Yep.
Maybe like 3 in our 10,000 of songs. Probably like 3.
For one record we didn't agree on was Crazy by Kalani. Not necessarily we didn't agree on the record, but she was like, yo, I think you're doing the hook wrong. It should go like this, or like the melody should go like this. And I was just like, yo, we have these type of knockdown dragouts because sometimes we just don't agree.
Rarely, though. It'd be rare.
But I was just like, no, like I'm sticking to it. And she was like, all right, cool, whatever. Like just do whatever. Hopefully it works.
This was the difference. The difference was at first, the first time she did it was like straight, and then it had some melody to it. The next time I was like, I think it should be straight, and then after that I was like, I listened to it again. I was like, all right, dog, you right. That's the thing. We don't fight each other on like that ain't my that ain't where my grace at. So I gotta
and your differences still made the song work.
For sure.
It was one of her breakthroughs. It was one of her biggest records, and I remember being on that tour and on that run, and every night that song was, and I didn't care for the record like that at first.
For sure.
I didn't care for the song like that at first, and then it started to grow, of course, on me. But I remember being on the road and seeing the way the crowd responded to that song. I'm like, who wrote this record? And then I go back and I see who wrote the record, you know,
For
who had
sure.
involvement with the record, and your name is there. So
Yeah.
For
that was
sure.
that was another one for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you can't deny the vibes.
Moments.
You had the dark side eventually. You had to get over here. You had to. We had to bring you in.
There we go. You had to join the wave by
You
No
had-
Wave. You heard?
Hey, baby.
Yep. And we had to join the flow. You know
For
how
sure.
it
There we go. There we go. Vice versa. How much have your experiences in life influenced your work?
goes.
I mean, I think we pretty much write about things that happen, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean. But I would say that it influenced us because I think so many people tried to keep us in a box, and they saw one vision of us, and I think that that tough love kind of shaped us into diamonds, if
True.
you will. So I think in that respect, that's how life shaped us, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
It just made us more tenacious,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just a lot more hyper focused at times. So
Mhm.
I think just, you know, life, especially life experiences of being so much opposition, being told no so much, you know, it just gives you a different type of urgency.
Mhm.
So yeah, just made us beasts.
For sure.
You say that people try to keep you in a box, right? What roadblocks as women in this industry have you encountered with being trying to be kept in a box?
I mean, I definitely think on the production side, people were just so not used to hearing it and seeing it. A lot of times we just wouldn't get booked for sessions on that side, or we want you guys just to come in and write. Don't do this, don't do that. So, you know, it was that until I think certain random people just started to give us opportunities, like random far away people, like, oh, we heard y'all produce, like come in and produce. But the kind of more so the energy that was kind of around us were so scared at times, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd say that was probably the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
As women of color, how important is diversity in the music industry?
It's so important.
It's really important.
So important. Just to get a different perspective of how people feel. You know, they feel differently all across the board. We feel differently. So, you know, to be women of color, to be women of God, to be women of excellence and knowledge, you know, that's something that we just want to present this form. You know what I mean? Exactly what we look like, natural hair, but speak for just women in general, because we always speak from power. So we just want women empowered, man.
Yeah.
That's like one of our biggest goals.
And diversity extends outside of like you know, nationality and ethnicity. You know, we're from two different, like we're a lot alike, but we were raised totally different. Like, you know, I grew up around hood people and, you know, things like that. And she, you know, she didn't really have that story, but it's like even in the pop world, I can bring that into the pop world because you got black girls like me that like pop music. And sometimes they want a little bit of my influence when they hear songs, you know? So I think that's why it's important too. Because, you know, like you said, everybody's different, so many different backgrounds, so many different perspectives.
Right.
Yeah. Be able to spread that all around.
Is there anyone that y'all haven't worked with yet that you want to work with in let's say in the next year or so?
Drizzy, Drake on our list. He's
coming. It's coming.
Listen, you already claimed it.
Oh,
yeah.
Everything you claimed is yours.
Because we know it's coming. We're just gonna do this other stuff first, and then when it comes, like, you know.
Not that we don't love the other stuff.
Who else on the pop side? I know you work with Ariana Grande as well. Who else on that side of things you want to work with?
Bieber, Adele.
Oh man, so many. Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
I
mean, honestly, just anybody, really. Honestly,
everybody.
We don't really turn down stuff. Like,
anybody.
It could be anybody, as long as we're just like, yo, this person's talented and they're serious about.
It's a great space
Because
As long as it's a great space.
yeah, it's not really like we feel like we have grounding, like we kind of know what we're doing at this point. So I think what we're good at is meeting the artists, figuring out like whatever they tell us, being able to put that into a song. So it's to me like honestly anybody.
Yeah, we could work with anybody. My mama on here. Hey, mom.
I saw my mom early. Hey, mom. This is
Sorry.
the first time they actually watching us on live. How amazing is that?
That's what's up. Salute to the queens who raised queens. You heard?
Yes. Salute.
Hello. This year you were nominated for 6 Grammys. Just how does it feel to truly feel just to be at this point in your careers, and how did you hear the news?
It was so funny how we was asleep in the studio. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I was on the floor. Like, she was on it.
You were working when you found out. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you was asleep. You was taking a nap, but she was in the...
Yeah, we was taking a nap. But, like, it was the morning time. So, because we had fell asleep in the studio. And our phone went off, and it was Chloe. Shout out Chloe. And she was like, congratulations, guys.
A&R over at RCA.
Yeah, and I was like, congratulations for what? Like, what did I miss? And she was like, you didn't see it? Song of the year. And I think record of, like, she just started going down the list. And I was like, wait, hold up. She sent me the link. And I just jumped up, like, just started screaming, like, yo, look. She, wake up. So, yeah, that was how we found out. And it's an amazing feeling. Like, those are the times you wait for to see your name. And, and it's the thing about it is it's just like we weren't looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
We would have thought this was probably the less likely year of any year that we would have been nominated for anything. Mm-hmm. I mean, let alone 6 or, Song of the Year. But that's just how God works, So, we don't question it.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Right path.
Yep.
And congratulations. Congratulations. I know it's coming home. I'm just going to claim it for you. I know it's coming home.
Thank you for that.
Mark this day, all right? It's coming home.
We blessed either way. This is the first one. This is the first song of the year.
Yeah, just coming from where we come from, we blessed regardless.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Regardless.
Wow. Salute to you, queens. What would you say has been the biggest moment in your career?
I think we haven't had it yet, to be honest. But if we just got to give you a moment.
So far in your story, what would you say has been the biggest moment for you?
I mean, I don't think it's not like, I think it's something for me, it's introspective. Like, to me, it's like, for me, knowing that I got something valuable to give, to lend to, like, music. Because I think for a long time that I wasn't sure of myself. So when I got in my bag and I started realizing, hey, you got it, I think that was the biggest part for me, because that was like the catalyst for everything else. You know what I'm saying? And really believing, like, Nova Wave, like, we got, we have a position. That's for me personally.
Sure.
Everything else is just like extra.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I'm not really surprised that it sounds so crazy, but I'm not really surprised at the things that we've done. I'm just more so I'm just waiting on that big moment. And I'm very grateful. I thank God every single day. Every day I'm in the shower, I'm like, be like, God, I'm so grateful to be in the place that I'm in. You know what I mean? So but it's about to be crazy.
Of course. They're keeping it hot out here. Keeping it hot out here on the airwaves. Who would you say is your top 5 female, let's just say, inspirations? Your top 5 female inspirations. It's Women Empowerment Week. That's why I'm gonna keep it strictly females.
For sure, Beyonce. Lauryn Hill, Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know? Because I can hawk it up. I don't want to hawk it.
You said Anita Baker.
Not my top 5.
Okay. For me, definitely 2. Missy, for sure.
Yeah, Missy.
Absolutely. Like, absolutely. No.
Of course.
B. Lauren.
Tweet is another one of mine.
Tweet. Sweet Slick raised us for real. Like Slick.
I spoke to her a while back.
I love Tweet.
Man,
Looks good.
us, we would just love to be like, yo, you, like, do you know how much I listened to this in college? Like,
Oh, that's easy. That's easy. I'm gonna hit her up as soon as we get off there.
for sure.
What is Bond?
Sweet, Missy, B, Lauren, and
I just want to make it. I want to make sure it's right.
no, we might have to get
We
back.
got 4, right?
We got 4.
Sweet,
Nope.
Missy,
But
Lauren.
No, that's super. I would honestly throw Destiny's Child in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole like the set of albums, I would throw that in there for me because
That's a good one.
yeah.
So no specific order. You got B, Missy, Destiny Child,
Tweet.
Tweet,
And
Tweet.
and Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
In a pot. All in a pot.
In a pot.
I know.
Yeah.
It's gumbo.
Mhm.
It's gumbo.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Queens. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope any queens out there that that watch this conversation just be inspired. For y'all just pretty much making a way for yourself, and it's not many women in the industry that's dominating the way you are. So just salute to you and everything that you continue to do and everything that you continue to bring to music and contribute to the culture. I have one last question before you get up out of here. What do you want your legacy to be?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a great question.
Hello?
I say
I want my legacy to be. I want my tombstone to read when the queen became the king. Just king me. I want it all. I want it.
Cool. I'm gonna have to quote that on or something.
I don't know yet. I think I'm still figuring it out. I love words, so I know words are powerful. So I want to make sure whatever I say, I mean. So I'm gonna get back to you.
There we go.
I love what you said.
that was good. Repeat it one more time.
When the
queen became the king.
I just want you to write that down.
Come on, you gotta keep your ears open.
Amazing. Blue Mommy, shout out to Blue Mommy on the check-in. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining the show tonight. If you missed any of the conversation with Nova Wave, it will be on iHeartRadio and the iHeartRadio app at midnight, also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Thank y'all. Y'all be blessed. I know 2021 is going to be a great year for you. And just continue to walk in your purpose and stay true to yourself. I was reading something one day, and I think it said like 1% of women are pretty much doing what you're doing in the industry. Mm-hmm. So that's just a big ups to you.
Thank you.
To be a part of that 1%.
Thank you Thank you for having us.
Congratulations, ladies.
Congratulations on the Grammy nominations. That's big ups to that.
Thank you.
All right, y'all stay safe.
All right.
Blessings, Queen.
Thank you. Later.
All right, good night.
All right. Bye.